Hey lovers! So today I'm going to get on here and talk to you a little bit about how things a lot of times are going to get dark before they get really good. So that means we're coming into something really good in this world, and I think it's a precursor of change and an awakening of things that need to happen on this earth. And even though this doesn't, right now it's uncomfortable and it could get more uncomfortable, we can embrace this and take this time for ourselves. So I want to share a little bit about my story, or part of my story, because I have a lot of other parts of this story, of this 13-year span of my life. But I want to say that in 2010, I was arrested in, I think it was March 2nd, 2010. So basically about 10 years ago now. And I was 25 turning 26, I think, or maybe I was 26 turning 26. I don't remember, because I am 36 now, so it was 10 years ago. Anyways, so in that time, in the beginning, obviously it was really like chaotic. It was a little bit scary. My ex and I were both, the door was kicked down and we were arrested by SWAT and taken in at like 6 in the morning. And it wasn't just us, there was a couple other people, and you know, they all ended up getting out soon, but he and I were in jail for a while, and based on, because they really wanted him to agree to a plea, gave a plea right away. But while I was in there, I learned so much about myself and so much about being, like, just because there was nothing else that I could do. I was basically in a timeout, and I didn't know when I was going to get out because my bond was $75,000, and I didn't want any of my family to pay, and we didn't have the money sitting around at that time. We could have on that side, but I decided to split from him because I didn't like what was going on, and I wanted to tell my side that I felt was true. I didn't want to keep going through this and lose my daughter. So I parted ways with him at that time. So basically, me knowing that my daughter was safe and with my mother and my sister, I was like, good, because I didn't have to worry about her. So now all I had to do was focus on my internal journey. And I think that right now, like for all of us, yes, it's scary a little bit, and yes, there's a lot of chaos going around, but ultimately we get to dictate how we feel and our response to what is going on around us. So whatever our outlook, our perspective, the way we allow it to happen inside of us, this is our world, this is our universe. So it affects us in the way that we dictate it with our thoughts, with our emotions, with the way we respond to it. So I want you guys to know that in this time where I was there for 5.5 months, and I really didn't know until about August of 2010 when I was going to get out. I really didn't know. I could have been in there for a lot longer. I didn't know, because they literally wanted to hold me in there until he signed a plea. They were not going to let me out, even though I had signed a plea. They did not want me out of jail until he signed a plea, because they knew that he would be more likely to sign something if I was in jail. And because I didn't want my family to pay anything, I didn't want them to be responsible for my actions and for my life. They already had my daughter, which was great, but not anything wherein it came to monetary things. I didn't want them to take responsibility, or anybody to put their house or business or anything up, any collateral, because I knew it was ultimately my responsibility. I put myself in this position by being in the relationship I was in. So in the beginning, the first week, I think after about 3 days, I kind of settled down and I just accepted everything. Once I knew my daughter was good, I accepted everything and just took time to sleep, because I really didn't get a lot of sleep at that time. And after I was sleeping, I would read the Bible a lot, and I read the Bible all the way through. And at that time, I was very Christian based, and I still believe in God 100%. It's just in a different way, and I think that it was the first part of a deep journey within for me. And at that time, there was, I don't know when it was, I think it was the first after a couple of months of being in jail, that I literally I literally, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought because I got a text and I was like, oh my God. I literally got my light, like if I always known since the age of 6 that I was supposed to public speak around the world and that I was supposed to help children and that I was just supposed to help the less fortunate. And I knew that I was going to do something, and I thought I was going to be a professional athlete and use that as my platform to spread God's love around the world. And then as I grew, and I ended up not becoming a professional basketball player. I did play at a small college, but I was too wrapped up in my mind and then going back to this relationship that I had started when I was 17. I was just really in love with this person. So anyways, being there, like I said, I always knew that I had some big purpose on earth and that I was here for more than just, you know, a job where I was at home all the time and I was just not traveling the world. I knew I was supposed to travel the world and help a lot of kids and a lot of people. And so, but when I was in jail, there was a time because I was just at such peace and I really just let go of any outcome and knew that when I was meant to get out, I would get out. And it kind of is like the world stops because, you know, when you're in jail, it's a whole different lifestyle. Like everything out there, people, it's not that they forget about you, but kind of like it is, they forget about you because they're not there. They can't come there. There's not, you know, it's just a different place. And so you're completely immersed in that world. And so while I was there, like I said, I read the Bible all the way through and I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot of letters. I wrote people a lot of letters. I wrote my daughter a letter every day. And there was, I think, like I said, it was a couple months after being there that I just had this amazing download. And it was just about literally what I was meant to do here on earth. And I've always known I was meant to own my own business, but like literally what I'm going to be doing and what is coming for me. And I said this year I would have my first center is these centers all around the world. And it was with collaboration with different people and different cultures that were really centers to help people. And I want you guys to know that it was like I couldn't stop writing. It was just divine knowledge coming through me. And it was so amazing and it was so beautiful. And I just held to that. And I held to everything that I was shown and I wrote it down and I still have it. And everything that I'm doing now is to hold towards that. So whatever business that I build, I want everyone to know that ultimately Breathe Love is about bringing that into life and it will be incorporated into those centers. And that it's ultimately about each and every one of us finding our voice within so that we connect with spirit, so we can connect with who we truly are, so that we can be the greatest version of who we are and we can go out and we can bless the world and we can lift each other up together. And I was shown that it starts at the family unit. First it starts with you and me, and then within the family unit, when you have kids, it starts there, and then it goes out to the city, it goes out to the state, then it goes out to the country, and then it goes out to the world, or however you have a province in your country. But it starts right there with you and then your very family unit. If you can change you and that, and you can be that greatest version there and help there, then it changes the world. So we need more community. I saw that back in 2010, and that's where we're going to change this world, is coming together and really lifting each other up. And it's not for money. Yes, money, I love money. Everybody knows it's not about money. It's about what you can do with money, the freedom, the choices, the decisions, how many people you can help when you have it. So I think that all of us living in our greatest version each and every day, that happens when you choose to go within. And sometimes we need a time out because life is so busy. There's just stuff all the time and it's these distractions, but really ultimately they're not leading to our ultimate purpose or happiness. Like, we're happy when we're with our family or our closest friends and when we're doing what our heart truly desires to do. And if you're not really fulfilled. And I want each and every one of you to be fulfilled. And so in that time, you guys, I literally had so much peace. I was so calm, and accepted it, and I was in joy, and I blessed as many people as I could when I was there. And ultimately I blessed myself so much because I took the time to read and to write and to sleep. And I read a couple books that were really like transformational for me in there. And one was about like dolphins and how they communicate with telepathy, and also another one about how we choose our parents before we come to this earth. And it really resonated with me, and I think those books helped to lead me onto my awakening path, and it's been really cool. But literally that was a transformational time for me, and what could have been something that took me down was one of my biggest pivotal points in my life. And I will say to you, I have a great support system. I have a great family, and a lot of the people in there did not. There was people either from Mexico, or there was people for drunk driving, or there were people there literally for drugs, basically. And they were all the people that were there for drugs or stuff like that. Even that, majority of them had been in the foster care system or did not have a family or support system. And so I would see people come back in 3 or 4 times while I was in there within the pod I was in, and it was super sad because I was like, why are they being let out and then coming right back in? What is wrong with them? Why was there nobody there to help them? Like, so basically when you get in the system, it's really hard to get out. And so it really gave me empathy for what people go through, because I came from a really good family of not a lot of money, but a really good support system, a lot of love, and I didn't know what it was like to not have that. And so it gave me of what actually happened. I didn't know about jail and all this stuff. None of my family's ever been any, so I didn't know. And me going through the relationship that I was in and gave me so much life education, basically, on what is out there and what is happening and how the system actually works that we're in here. So by going through it and meeting people and being a part of it, I was able to actually see what happens on a day-to-day basis. So I want you guys to know, though, that this hard time, or I don't even want to say it's a hard time, this time out, there is too much going on all the time, and we are just going and we're not taking the time to go within. And I want you guys to take this opportunity to really go within, to grow yourself, and to get to know who you truly are on a deep level. And if you're already on a good level, go deeper and just do that and inspire the people around you to do the same by you doing it and them seeing you change and, going after what you're truly here to be doing. And take time to be present for the people you love, for your children, because they need your love. The greatest gift we can give our children is to live our life purpose and be present for them and love them unconditionally. And that's what our kids need. So if you guys have any questions or you want some help or anything like that, if you want an intuitive card read, I'm going to probably for this next month be giving those away for free. So if you want one, let me know. And then if you want one after that and you liked my card reading, then I will definitely do some for you. We'll discuss the rate. I'll leave it in the description box. But also, if you're looking for any type of support or coaching, let me know. I do one-on-one coaching. I only do a certain amount of people at one time, and I also do membership coaching. So basically it's a subscription for the year. So if you guys are interested and you want my help and you feel like you resonate with me, leave a comment below, or you can email me, and I will leave all that information below. But ultimately, you guys, I'm going to be sharing a lot probably of my different stories because I've been through a lot, and I think that a lot of you will resonate with my story or be able to hear something that will help you on your journey and know to never give up. I will never give up, and I will never give up. Don't give up. So you guys are stronger than you know. You're absolutely amazing. We're all lights to this world. Find your light and be the brightest light you can be. I love you so much. Have a great day, and I will tell you more of another story in this chapter of my life on the next video, so that you can use this to really sit with yourself and know that the darkest times in your life end up being the lightest times in your life because they lead to greatness. I love you guys. See you later. Breathe love. Mwah!